Hey, I'm super sleep deprived and tired, help me! What's up, it's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite movies, and today I'm going to be doing a movie roundup video where I talk about the movies, TV shows, and animes that I watched in the last couple of weeks or so, essentially March second half. And yes, I know I've been watching movies a little less lately, actually a lot less, and that's mainly because I've been really busy with school and everything else, and I want to say that that's going to continue happening this year, so that's unfortunate. Anyways, I watched Woman on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown, or Mujeres al borde de un ataque de nervios by Pedro Alvodomar. Leave me alone. So yeah, films like this usually aren't my cup of tea. The everything goes wrong type of European humor usually isn't something I would like. And the first half of the film is pretty messy and incoherent, and I understand that that's kind of intentional. But once I made it past that, I actually find that the quirky, random, silly energy quite charismatic. And after watching the movie and I rethink about this film's climax, it made me chuckle quite a bit. It gave me a good chuckle. So yeah, it's actually pretty fun after all. 8 out of 10. Afterwards, I watched Le Notti di Kabiria, or Nights of Kabiria. This is my second Federico Fellini film, and it is a film that I've been planning to watch for like the last 4 months already. I really love how sad and funny the opening scene is, and then the next 30 minutes of the film kind of confused me because I was hunting for a premise and a narrative and a story structure. I later found out that the film is more of a slice of life than a narrative drama, and after finding out, every single scene was so well done and memorable, and it made every single scene climactic and interesting in its own unique way, which is really great. I also love how Fellini is able to manage to make unlikable characters likable, and I just find that this film is really rewatchable. There's a hell of a memorable ending shot, and it's definitely one of the most unique films I've ever seen. 10 out of 10. Strong 9 to a 10. Yeah, might as well. After that, I watched Mad Detective, the mid-2000s Hong Kong classic. And it's just okay. It's another cold-blooded thriller from Johnny To, a la PTU, but still, I love PTU a lot more than this film. In fact, this film disappointed me a little bit. I think the story is a lot less coherent, and I know it's intentional, but still, I didn't enjoy it. The main characters are less likable, the ADR voiceover and the choppy editing makes the film feel disjointed, and while there is great cinematography, Sean Lau as the main actor is amazing, and the concept is really cool. There is a lot of room for improvement, unfortunately, in my opinion. 7 out of 10. Then I rewatched Seven Samurai by Kurosawa Akira, and holy shit, this is an amazing experience, and I freaking love cinema. I went all the way to downtown LA to watch Seven Samurai on 35mm film. Yes, I'm watching a film on actual film for the first time. And the cherry on top is that a couple of people I know, Leslie and Drew, also showed up at that screening, making it even more interesting. But yeah, watching Seven Samurai on the big screen is absolutely wonderful. It just made me realize how freaking bold and grandiose and ambitious this film is, especially given that this film is made in the early 1950s. And also, the audience laughed a lot, and it made me realize how funny this movie actually is, and the editing is way better than I had remembered. 10 out of 10. I love this thing. Afterwards, I finally finished watching Made in Abyss, the anime, season 1, and this is a genuinely heart-wrenching and emotionally investing fantasy anime. The premise itself already goes really hard, and it adds a layer of depth to the atmosphere. It's dark fantasy, and I love dark fantasy, and Kevin Penkin's score is so awesome, beautiful, ambient. 9 out of 10. Almost immediately the next day, I sort of skipped class. I left my class halfway through and then randomly went all the way to Monterey Park just to watch this film, Where the Wind Blows, directed by Yong Zi-guang, I think that's his name, Philip Yong. And yeah, unfortunately, I must say, I'm a bit disappointed. Now, I'll be doing an individual review soon, so don't worry about it, but let's just say that this movie has a very messy plot. The editing's really choppy, not in the great way, And I love the sets, I think they're beautiful, the performances are great, Tony Leung totally killed it, but otherwise, kinda disappointed, 6 out of 10. Finally, earlier this morning, I finished watching Lady Vengeance, or Kind-Hearted Kamchashi by Park Chan-wook, and this is another Park Chan-wook banger. The first half of the film is really confusing and it's really formalist with the crazy camera movements and shots, but I'm sure it'll age well on rewatches, and something that stays consistent throughout the whole film is its amazing cinematography and editing and color choices. This film manages to be dark, funny, twisted, and disgusting at the same time, just your average Park Chan-wook film, and I really love that. It's extremely quirky and edgy, and it really commits to that. The climax scene of this film is super memorable and very emotionally effective. I find myself almost crying. Maybe I'm just tired, but yeah. And I just love how Park Chan-wook manages to stretch a simple story into a 2-hour maximalist thriller. I'm giving this one a 9 out of 10. Aside from these films, I also planned to watch Fargo by the Coen brothers and the anime Vinland Saga this month, but once again, I ran out of time. So, I'm saving that for next month. So, have you watched these movies? What did you watch? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.